Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Do you know of a female right now who's flown those huge airplanes and has their own aviation camp right here in the Carolinas for your kids? Yep, she's back. It's Brenda E. Robinson.
When you have the camps, what draws the teens like, oh, their eyes get big?
Yeah.
Well, I would think that the whole camp, your eyes would get big. What turns them on?
Bringing them to the airport as opposed to taking a video to their school and saying, oh, this is kind of what we do. And these are some careers, it's like I'm trying to get their eyeballs back on me. Come on over here. Let me show you stuff. So if I bring them to an airport, they all report to an airport to start their day. And so we touch things, but I'm always shaking my finger, don't touch anything unless we tell you to touch it. But still, they get to see a Civil Air Patrol will fly their airplane in there and show them how an airplane flies and how to do a pre-flight, what we're looking for when we do a walk around, before a flight. So who else came in there? Young Eagles. They actually will take kids for a flight, not on that same day because we're too busy, I'm afraid to say, but we can schedule them if they're interested to join that organization and go for a flight. Maybe that's not their thing, but they might try it out and go, oh, okay, never mind. But still, they get that opportunity. And these are kind of things that I would never have been able to do myself, but I collaborate with all of these other industries. I had the it was aerospace company down in Monroe. I just walked into the front door and I go, I need to talk to somebody in aerospace, and a guy came over from aerospace, talked to the kids, and he was all into robotics and computers, and the kids their eyes were just bugging out. I brought an astronaut from California over, to my last camp, and those kids couldn't take their eyes off of her. And when black female astronaut. And when she got done with them, it's like, okay, well, how many of you want to be astronauts? Well, it's like 80, 90% of the class. I'm like, wait a minute.
You need to be a pilot like me. Wait a minute.
Yeah, what's going on over here? But she was so exciting, and just telling them what it's like to be in space. Who tells you what it actually feels like to be in space and what your bodies are doing and what your blood vessels are doing, and everything that's happening with your body and when in space and your hair and your skin, all this kind of stuff, and the funny thing is, kids always want to know how's that toilet thing work in space? We answer those questions. Those are the big questions, and we answer them all.
Does it go up in the air? That's what I want to know. Poop in the air. Hashtag.
No. They've got a system. No floating.
Folks, that were K9 unit too.
Yeah, there was a K9 unit. Yeah, I had a bomb squad unit come out and talk to the kids, and they had robotics. That was like the coolest thing ever. Everything applies. Even if you don't think that it has something to do with aviation, it does, or it applies, or it's just another cool factor of something that you didn't get to touch ordinary circumstances. So yeah, the bomb squad and the K9 unit, we've had those at our camps as well.
I'll be honest with you, after high school, if you don't go to college, life begins.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's not pretty unless you have a trust fund.
Yeah, that's right? That's right.
And then you realize the rules of life. Mm-hmm. And if you don't follow that college path or some tech school or something like that so that you can earn your own dollar.
Right. It's time to start buying your food and paying for your rent. And you want a car? All of these kind of things that now you have to take care of. Wouldn't you like to do it with a job that you like as opposed to the job that you're fighting every day and you hate it getting up in the morning? You kind of get pushed into doing what you don't want to do because you haven't planned it out. So here's your opportunity to plan it out, and now I'm going to show you just one little facet of the world, and mine is aviation, and gave this big speech, and I thought I was all excited, and I looked at these kids at the end of it, and I go, hey, what do you want to be? This one looked at me, and he says, I want to be an FBI agent. I'm like, well, so do I. I just thought that was the coolest job. And don't you know, at one of my camps, I had an FBI agent who was also a pilot. He was a FBI pilot. And I didn't even know that those existed. I'm always finding out stuff. You can go into the FBI and become a pilot, and they do all kinds of secret, cool stuff. So I'm like, this is great.
Oh, yeah. You never stop learning.
It is neat, yes.